What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists? Welcome to another episode of On The Bench with Pete, and in this episode it's Forest Tribes. This is going to be what I'm doing for the foreseeable for a while now, so I want to get these done. Now, if you're new to the series, this is the build along, paint along, hobby along series that you just put on in the background whilst we get stuff done. Whilst maybe it helps you get stuff done, it certainly helps me get stuff done. So grab your brushes and your models and your glues, whatever else you need. Cup of tea. I got a cup of tea personally because I like tea. And let's get going. Let's get to the bench. Right, now as you can see, I've got a lot of figures on the bench here, and I'm going to use the palette of this little plastic thing that my blue stuff came in. That was interesting. And that's going to be my palette for my priming. So I've got a load of brushes over here. Now, looking for, well, I guess I'll do a large brush here. That should do it. Because I want to get these primed, and I like, as you know, I like to prime my figures by hand. There, so a nice big chunk of primer on that little palette. I'll start with these shields. Now I'm just going to do the one sided. So I've taken the decision to attach the spears but not the shields. Normally I like to attach everything, but not on this occasion. I think I'll do the shields separately. That may make things seem like it's dragging on a bit, but I think it's the right decision. And here we are. Speaking of shields, it was going to be a shield that I was going to put in for the mould to make a spare with the blue stuff, but I didn't. As it happened, I put in this guy here. It was the chieftain. He didn't come out very well. In fact, he came out very poorly. But I'm going to paint this epoxy to see how the primer takes to it. I think it'll be okay, and I think in future I'll be able to do figures from epoxy because I think it's a bit cheaper than the green stuff, although I'm going to use green stuff for the next part of the experiment. Just a matter of making the moulds right. But I won't put that tutorial up until I've got the right figure that I want to make a mould from. So that's what I will do. The weather's been very weird. It's been raining earlier, and we've had a lot of fog lately. But it seems to be clearing up slightly now. My mum seems to think that we're in for a few more days at least of okay weather before the winter sets in. I want to believe that, I really do. My mum's not usually wrong, to tell you the truth, when it comes to stuff like that. Well, she's not usually wrong anyway when it comes to things. But right, yes. I appear to have a spare shield and a spare spear in this set, which is unusual but welcome. I'm going to get a little jar, probably my next coffee jar, start putting the spares in. I'll just label it Congo spares. So as you can see, I'm just doing these shields, the back side of the shield that you don't really see, because it's got to be painted as well. When these are dry, I'll just turn them over and I'll be doing the same again. Oh, now the rain started again. It was raining, then it's cleared up, and now it's raining again. It's just bizarre. Really bizarre weather. Still, shouldn't complain about the weather, especially when you hear about what's been going on in America with the floods and that. It's just terrible. And you know, my heart goes out to everyone involved. It's just awful. I'm glad we live on a hill here, that's for sure. It's going to be kind of the last ones, I imagine, to get taken by the flood if we do have a flood. Still, if flood's that violent, it's going to happen anyway. So, Witch Doctor and Chieftain? Well, we'll do Chieftain first, shall we? He was going to be the spare figure that I was going to try out in epoxy resin. I think it would have worked. I really do. But like a lot of things, you know, it takes more than one go, doesn't it? So I'm probably going to get some more blue stuff. I can make bigger moulds then. I think that would be the way to go. So yeah, so I get this nice layer of primer on. Someone was saying to me, yeah, your primers, they tend to get a bit of a, you know, why are they have a gritty kind of finish, some of them, particularly the whites. And I was like, well, it's to give the normal acrylics something to adhere to, isn't it? So, you know, that kind of makes perfect sense. They would be so. And yeah, so it's there's a good reason not to use a primer as a colour. You don't get that smooth finish. So I am priming these in black, and because I'll be painting the skin probably Dryad Bark as a base coat. And working up from that. Okay. Right, so that's the Chieftain done, and the Witch Doctor. Go with the archers next. Just normal archers. Quivers came separately with these, so I put them on like they are in the box art. Although you know, you can put them on the other way around if you wished. You know, the arrowheads at the other end, it doesn't really matter, and the flights and that. It's whatever you think you like the look of, I guess. And there we are. So let me know, as usual, what you're working on in the comments. That's always good fun to read. I like to think of that, what you guys are working on. That was my phone, just make sure it's just it's a Twitter notification. It's alright, no one's dying. I do like to get these on the benches done. I'm probably going to be doing more on the benches, I think, because it enables me to get work done, and I really want to get these guys done. You know, I'm not going to rush them, but I do want to get them done. And I want to get on with some games of Congo. Maybe even run through a bit of a how to play Congo. Might do that. So these guys are going well. Very well. As you know, I've got some Lord of the Rings miniatures as well now, which I'm very pleased with. They will be probably future on the benches. Right. 3 of those. I'm going to have a sip of my tea. This is all going rather well. I dug out my bottle tops that I'd been collecting. I threw a load away back along because they were paint upon paint upon paint, and difficult to stick the blue tack on them. But I use mostly water bottle lids now. Though I've still got a few other ones. The water bottle ones are the blue ones, apart from the odd one here and there. Oh, that's good. It's a refreshing change not to be painting the Marines that I was painting. It's nice just to get something different once in a while. Unless it's just priming. And I've had the question so many times, why don't you airbrush them or just spray paint them? I find it more therapeutic doing it by hand, and I like to get to feel the model. I know the model then. You know, I feel my way around it where the awkward parts are, and I think to myself, what colour will I be doing this? And it just helps me overall. I feel like I'm getting back into the saddle with the videos now though. So I may have to get the African Kingdoms next. Which is awesome. Did an unboxing of my resin boat the other day. Well, actually, I'll put it up. Was it either today or yesterday? And the guy that owns the company, he said, "Can I share the video on his Facebook page?" I thought, "Yeah, sure, I'll do that. No problem." Right. Now for the scouts, which are these guys here. So what I'll do is I'll put the archers over here. Yeah. Chieftain and Witch Doctor. Yeah, so I opted to leave the spears on. Don't think they'll impede painting too much anyway. And it would be a royal pain, I think, putting them on after, because I find them a bit of a pain anyway, because the spears, the shaft of the spears they always make too big. I mean, scale wise it's not accurate. It'd be more like akin to paperclip size in terms of thickness, I think. The diameter of the shaft, and possibly that would look wrong on a figure 28mm. I don't know. Suffice to say, it's I always think they look weird. Right, so that's him done. I was giving some thought to the future of my channel, and I'm thinking, well, where's it going to go? And in all honesty, I don't know. Is the answer to that. It's always going to be here, that's for sure, but what the directionality is going to be regards to content, I don't know. It's going to change, I think. I think it's inevitable things. Certain things will stay the same, and others will change. I want to start putting some battle reports up at some point. More as a regular feature rather than one here, one there. There we are. That's the third scout. Now, Bundukis, yes. They'd be probably the only guns I'll have for a while for these musket things here. But they're very superstitious, you see, the Bunduki, the forest tribes. I think you have to take a stress token, anyone that gets fired upon in the forest tribe faction by a musket. I think I'll have to check that. So of course I'd double check that, but yeah, and of course with the musket they're slow, you've got to reload as well. And you've got to spend a shooting action to reload. But they're quite effective as a weapon. These were... I can't remember where I got these. I got these a while ago now. did initially think they were part of my Christmas present, but they weren't. I got them after Christmas. I believe I got them all around my birthday time. Might have even been part of my birthday present. Anyway, now here we are, gonna get them ready for the game. So yeah, I'm doing starting off with the whole faction at once, but I think prepping metal is, I don't like it so much as say plastic, good plastics like GW. I find metal prepping a bit laborious and messy. Okay, I kind of like the pose on this one. He's kind of crouched down. That's kind of cool. I like that. You can see that there. Sort of crouched down, ready to take his shot. Boom. Okay, these guys. Oh no, this is another Bunduki. Yeah, because I've only done 4. He's reloading. So I think once I've got these guys, I'm going to have to purchase the African tribes so that I've got that one as a faction to sort of having, on the back burner. Aha! No, I think he has a spear. I think that's why I've got a spear, which would indicate that it isn't a spare. So you can watch me see. You can see how problematic it is. I thought they gave me a spare spear, but apparently they haven't. I knew there was one guy holding a spear, but I didn't realise there were 2, not only pygmy archers. I kind of gave a couple of my pygmy warriors blowpipes, although I don't think they're a weapon in the game, but I think they should be. I love the trait they've got. I think it's called bonding, where you have your pygmies and you split them up into 2 groups. So say I've got 6 pygmy archers, I'll have 2 groups of 3, and when I get the movement or the shooting or whatever, it applies to both groups. So I can do actions on, say, 2 sides of the table if deployed right. and I think that's cool. Hate playing against a side with pygmies on, but love playing with them because they give you so many advantages. I think they're so cool. So I really want to get this lot done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Because my other pack included the Pygmy King. Don't ask me what he does. He does something spectacular, which I can't remember what it is. It's good to have on the table though if you've got pygmies. So, put my brush tool in the water there. Well, I think I'll glue this one now. I think. Whilst having my tea. Yeah. So. Does mean I probably won't be able to paint him because there'll be too you wreck your brushes on super glue if you're not careful. And although this Gorilla Glue super glue is brilliant, what I would recommend is the gel, as opposed to the ordinary super glue. Gel enables you to set things easier in a pose, like that. The royal pain. Yeah, I think that's okay. Pop it into one side. We can work on these warriors. Young warriors, sorry. The warriors have the headdress. The young warriors do not. Of course, there are other things you can add, which I will be. My friend Ralph has quite an extensive, I think he's got all of the figures required for every faction in Congo, which is cool because play any scenario any which way you want. One lot called the Sultans of Zanzibar. They look pretty cool. They're more flamboyant in colour. Yeah, so when I got this done, I'll be going for the skin. That'll be drier bark. I can't remember what the next highlight up that I use is, but I'll know it when I see it. Yep, just checking the video camera. It's at the new angle, so I think I prefer it this way. I think when I do come around to doing tutorials, it's going to be better. More tea. More tea, Vicar. Yeah, spears and arrows, even in some cases swords, can be very problematic for model makers, I think. There's going to be a fine balance between sturdiness and realism. Like a flexible plastic's all very well, but half the time they're not straight. Resin is a no-no for things like that. Oh dear me. Yeah. Oh. Been watching a lot of 6mm wargaming videos where they're painting up 6mm figures, and I'm like, wow, that looks cool. The appeal of 6mm, of course, is you can have like almost like a one-on-one. So in terms of numbers, that might make an interesting topic. I have seen wargaming tables, and they're all historical. In 28mm, where it's like one-on-one, and it's just covering like a vast area. It must take ages to set up. But they're all 6mm, and you know, I've seen like some tanks, say, on 6mm, and the detail is incredible. I'm not sure how one would go about painting it, but the detail looks incredible on the models. Right, it's just the warriors to do now. Then that's my entire faction primed. As I'm such a stickler for only play with painted models, it will be might be my next game I set up and play, but who knows. I'm always aware of like trying not to come out the gates like a charging bull on the painting, especially on production painting. You know, it starts off like that way here, like with my Dark Imperium box set. But I will come back to that. But I do tend to burn myself out on them. But I'm just going to paint what I want to paint. Right now, I want to paint my Congo figures. Because I think my White Men's Expedition looks pretty darn good, if I do say so myself. They're smashing on the tabletop, and I had the good fortune to play with them in a game against my friend. And I thought they looked pretty good. Nearly done with these. So what's been happening with me? Not an awful lot, apart from the hospital stuff. Still waiting to hear the results from my op. I do feel positive about it. But yeah, keep on painting. Basically. There we are. I saw a great video of James and his stuff when he went to War Games and Martin McNeil's store. And yeah, it was good to see someone else go in there as well. I've seen a few people go there now, and you know, it looks pretty cool. Just make sure that's nothing urgent. Nothing urgent, right. And you know, it's good to see other people's take on it. See what they make of you know, the stuff, 'cause it does look fantastic. I'll paint this dude. I'm gonna have to re-glue the spear on. But I'm painting him first, so sod it. I want the primer on there. There's always something like this which crops up. I'll put him with the shields. I think this guy's alright. Well, he says, as the glue pulls up, it looks messy, I think. So what I'm doing is I'm just trying to get the excess glue off that's dried here. think that's done it. Right, okay. There. That's much better. I like, see, the thing is, I know primer's not like what you paint to your models, but colour black, so when you paint in black, see, I like the colour black, but it's such a boring colour. I know what some people say, it's not a colour, it's a shade, you know, whatever. You know what I speak. It's quite boring, you know, it's a boring shade then to paint. But I have seen some fantastic results of when it's done well. It looks amazing. Right, then come back to this dude. Seems to have dried. Pygmy Archer. Had our shopping arrive yesterday, quite late, between 8 and 9, it was getting dark. So, strange time to do it, but it's cheaper sometimes to get your shopping delivered on certain times. And that's the time slot we booked, or I booked, because it's a bit cheaper. There we go. All primed. Dun dun dun. Yes. So that looks good to me from where I'm sat. I won't start painting them today, so I may call this an early finish. I'm just looking at my epoxy resins. It's a great shame that didn't turn out, because that looks like it would be ideal to paint. So maybe in the future, just gonna get the just gotta get it right. Just gotta get that mould right. But I know what I did. You know, in hindsight, I should have filled both sides separately. What I should have done. So it's possible I could do that again. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, that's not the subject of this video here. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I think. Looking at my Archer there. Yeah, I think that's how I'm going to do it. Dryad Bark definitely is the base paint. Look at that. So that'd be the base paint. Might go Mournfang Brown as the next one. Yeah, I think that'll be the next one up. I've got my first two paint choices there for the skin, so that's going to be good. And then of course get the skin done. That's most of these models done, and it's just like the accessories, the bows and the spears. I think I'm going to do the bows and the spear shafts like a Shanty Bone or a Jack Bone by P3, something like that. Probably the same colour as I'll do the main colour of the shields. That would probably be the same as that. But yeah, looking good. I think I'm going to end. Yeah, so just talking out my thoughts there. That is what I'm going to do. Obviously, I need to turn these shields over, prime the other side of those, but I would like to leave them to dry a bit longer before I did that. And yeah, there's nothing else I want to do, although there is something I could paint, I suppose. I could go for my resin boat. Didn't think of that. I could pop him on here. Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. Might as well, because I've got quite a bit of this primer here. Now normally I would definitely spray this. Definitely. So we're not quite finished yet, guys. But as soon as I've already washed this one, I think I'm going to put another order in with this company because it's a great piece of terrain, and if this piece of terrain is anything to go by, the other bits of terrain should be good. What struck me more than anything was that the boat actually floated and you know, no holes or anything. But these boats can be used for, I can use them in, technically I can use them in Congo, I can use them in Lord of the Rings, I can use them in Batman. You could possibly use them in like some sort of other war type thing as a supply boat, or just trying to get across a river or something. You know, it doesn't have to be a military boat that you get across a river in, say, for example. It could just be an objective, couldn't it? You know? And I might as well use up the primer I've got here. Just makes me feel better actually, using up the primer here. Although I would have put it back in the bottle, you still lose more doing that, I think. So I'm glad that I'm deciding to use it on this boat. such a great piece of terrain. I love resin as terrain for the most part. And I'm definitely going to check out what other terrain bits this company has, because it was super impressive with the price. And value for money is second to none. And postage was cheap as well, which is a bonus. Yeah, so we're getting our hour after all, guys. I thought I was going to have to call it short there. I may as well just put a little drop there, because I want to get this boat done now. Get the boat primed, all primed. So I've got lots to do now, a lot of video editing to do, and research and various other things. Yeah, looking good. No, that does look good. Yes, I like that. I like that a lot. So there we are. Congo and the boat, which I'll probably use in Congo. Anyway, right, definitely calling it a day there. Like so. So thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute blast painting through these Congo guys, or priming them up I should say. So I'm quite excited now that I can actually start laying some colour down on these guys finally, because I've had the, like I say, I've had the box set for quite some time, and yeah, it's been too long, and I just want to get them done. So thank you very much. Like I say, let me know what you've been working on in the comments below, and remember, all brushes lead to war. See you on the next video. Bye for now.